Welcome to Truth and Purity Podcast. I am your host, Ayana Johnson, and we are going to talk about a lot. We have a lot to unpack today, so get ready. August 28th, 2024 was a day that changed my life forever. I don't say this loosely because it was a day that I truly had to learn who God was. Now, I've always known who He was. However, it was a day I had to learn what faith was, and it wasn't fun. And to this day, I'm still recovering. So you might ask, what happened on August 28th? Well, I was doing a training for my job, and I ended up getting sprayed with what we call OC spray, which is, it's normal. It's just a training that we have to do. And I was that 1% that was affected. And when I say affected, I mean that 1% that the chemical burns destroyed my eyes. And not only did it destroy my eyes, but it destroyed really everything around me, to include my career, my finances, my relationships, everything. And it was a day that I'll never forget. So I went home as if I was listening to everyone. They said that this is the things that you'll feel afterwards. I'm like, okay, cool. I'm waiting to recover. So then I remember waking up in the middle of the night. I fell asleep on my couch because I just had all these symptoms that were crazy. And I remember waking up in the middle of the night, and a normal person, when they wake up, they open their eyes, right? So when I woke up, I couldn't open my eyes. At the time, the chemical had crystallized inside of my eyes. And that's when I knew, like, hey, like this is not right. Something is wrong. So I remember asking Siri what time it was, and she said it was 2 a.m. And I do have good survival instincts, so I had grabbed a towel that I had next to me because I went to sleep with a towel on my head because I had a horrible headache. Anyways, I put the towel and started like wiping my eyes. It was a cold towel. It wasn't like, it was still kind of damp. But I wiped my eyes and was like, okay, don't freak out. Like, you gotta figure out what to do. And at that moment, I just remember laying there and saying, like, God, where are you? Like, what is going on? I couldn't see a thing. It just felt like everything was just blurry. Like, you know, like when smoke bombs go off and you can't see anything but like the smoke, it just looks so cloudy. And I'm like, is this really happening? Did I really just lose my vision? Like, what is going on? So I ended up just laying there, and I didn't call on anyone. What I did was I just was like, okay, Lord, like, I'm going to try to go back to sleep and try to sleep this off. And then hopefully in the morning, like, everything's good to go. Well, nothing changed. I woke up regular time, and it was like 6 a.m. And that moment, I'm trying to get ready for work. I'm using everything that I know in my apartment to like get around. And I'm just like, what is this? So I ended up calling my supervisor to let them know, like, hey, like, something's wrong. I ended up getting an ER ride. I ended up going to the ER. And at that moment, that's when they let me know what was going on with my eyes. So the first image is just me at the ER when I first got injured. And then the second one is where they flushed my eyes out to get all the chemical out. So they sent me home, and we had like an intensive treatment plan. And the road to recovery has not been the funnest. So when it came time to realizing what was going on, um, I just remember being so like beat down because I'm trying to like no one knows how long this effect is going to be. No one knows, like, no one has experienced this. They're just like, hey, like, you got chemicals in your eye and we're going to try to help your eyes out, but we don't know how long it's going to take. We don't know like what's the ins and outs. Like, this is not normal. And so I'm just like, well, what do I do? And of course, in my mind, I'm like, I'm going to have to call on God. I'm really going to have to call on him because at this point, there's nothing I can do physically. There's nothing the doctors or anyone can do besides like monitor my eyes and hope for the best. So at that time, I remember just going home. I was on so many medications, like so many different eye drops. And mind you, I can't see anything. So I'm like, I'm going to figure it. Like whenever I wake up from my sleep, because I just slept, I was just so worn out. I would just sleep all day long. Um, I'm like, okay, well, whenever I wake up, I'll just put the drops in and I'm missing my eye. It was just crazy. So at that moment, as I'm recovering, as the days are going by, people are coming to see me, to check on me and whatnot. Um, I'm over here just dying on the inside. And when I say dying, like I'm like literally like spiritually dying. Like at one point in time, I didn't even want to be here anymore. Um, I didn't want to be here anymore. I remember just crying and crying and crying and saying, Lord, like, if this is how my life is supposed to go, um, what is my purpose here? Like, why is this happening? And I just need you to sustain me more than anything because I don't know what I did wrong. I don't know what went wrong. And so I remember having a prayer closet in my closet, and I would just like sleep in there because I just felt the presence of the Lord in there. Like I would just feel so comfortable. And as I'm pushing forward and not having my physical eyes, it's like my spiritual eyes just became awakened, where I'm able to see and hear and feel the presence of God like no other time. Now, mind you, when I got injured, I was like at the height of my career, like literally at the best part of my career. I was ready for it to take off. But I remember that everything that I had going on, it wasn't really submitted to Christ. It was what I wanted to do. It was for me. Like if it benefited God, sure. But whatever I can do to make myself feel better and be in a better position, that was it. That was all I really cared for. Um, so I do want to talk about the depression part and the suicidal part. So my apartment was right outside of a train. And I remember being at home and I'm like hoping for the best, like sitting here on medication, like, what? Like, there's no point in being here anymore. My life is over. I don't have a family. Like my life is over. And I remember contemplating on leaving this earth and I had a plan, like a legit plan. I was going to just walk outside, figure out how to get outside, but walk outside and know that I couldn't see any cars or trains coming and I was just going to walk in front of it and that's how I was going to end it. But of course, God has a way of making everything that is meant to be bad turn good. When I tell you I was holding on to God like as much as possible because deep down I didn't really want to be gone. But I was so emotionally damaged, so emotionally scarred that like what's the purpose? But then I had to realize, thank God for my community. I had to realize that if Jesus went through what he went through for us, like you're not exempt. Things are going to happen. And once I got that revelation, um, I was able to say like, okay, Lord, like whatever we're going to do, like let's get through this. I remember just sitting in my closet, trying to hold on to hope, trying to listen to whatever motivational speech, any type of sermons, whatever to make me feel better. and to know that God is in control. That's what I was doing. Getting all kind of prayers. I was just whatever. Because the physical part, I can't change that, but I can change, I can allow the Lord to change the emotional part. I can have him help me grow in something that was so detrimental. And so I just did that. As the recovery started happening and my eyes started getting a little bit better, mind you, I couldn't walk by myself. So I was lacking a lot. I couldn't cook. I remember when I tried to go warm something up in the microwave, and I'm like, girl, you cannot even see the microwave keys or anything. And you would think that you know like the buttons by heart, like where's the start and where's the end, but you really don't. At this point, I'm gonna need help. So, but my friends were so supportive, I promise you. They just had their own things going on. So it was like whenever I can get friends or whoever to come help me out, that's what I did. So my friends, they would definitely bring me food. They would cook for me. They did a lot, but I still like felt alone. Like at the end of the day, they're here temporarily. I still have to. I still have to live. They have to live, and I don't want to be selfish. If you know me, you know I love road trips. I love driving. Like what? I'm gonna hop in the car and be gone. And when I realized that I couldn't drive, like all these things really just didn't take into effect right then and there until like I'm like, oh yeah, like I want to go here. You can't. You're gonna have to call an Uber. You're gonna have to call a Lyft. You have to call a friend. You're gonna have to wait on someone to come by to like come get you. And I'm like, what the heck? Like, what? This is crazy. So knowing that like my independency was like legit taken was what really made me hit rock bottom. Like for real. Of course, I think we all struggle with pride in times, and sometimes it's hard. When you're an independent person, sometimes it's hard to like ask people for help. But in that moment, I really, really needed help. I did. Like I needed help. I would fall all the time. I had stairs in my apartment. It was like a loft and it had concrete floors. I remember trying to like get around and I'm like, okay, like I got my medicine in. Maybe I can like get around and get where I need to go. But my friends had like moved me all my stuff downstairs. So I could just easily, because I had a bedroom and a bathroom downstairs, but I can just have access to the bathroom. But I remember just like trying to go up the stairs and would fall, miss my steps. And even as my eyes were recovering, my depth perception was not gone. It was just a lot. And I think we don't truly pay attention to what we are blessed with until we lose it. And so when I tell you I'm grateful to recover, I'm grateful to still be recovering. I'm grateful to have had that happen to me because I feel like I was really just feeling like I was invincible from anything. Like my life was just going so good. And now I'm able to like share my story. Like I think we think small things happen to us, and no, big things can happen too. When God has to stretch your faith, like things like that has to happen. Because we only sometimes call on God whenever we need him for a bill or something like that, which I'll talk about that part in another episode. But we truly call on him when like, hey, like, Lord, I need help with my bills. I need help with a job. We ask for the small things, but like, when the last time have we really just like thanked him for the things that we have, such as eyesight, such as a car to drive, a roof over our head, a job, like everything. Like when have we really just sat with the Lord and thanked him? And we get beside ourselves. We truly do. We get in positions where sometimes we forget that we still need God because in a split second something can change. And it sucks that we do have to suffer deeply, but it's worth it. The way that God moves, the way that he can truly get the glory is allowing us to experience things. Now, I wouldn't say like, hey, yeah, go ask the Lord to let you lose your eyesight or your eyes being burned by a chemical. I wouldn't recommend that. But whatever it takes for him to get your attention, to know that he's real, like, hey, it's what it is. I don't take his love for granted. And I hate that I used to. I hate that I used to take his mercy for granted. We all have a story. But just know that when you truly submit to him and know that there's a space that you need help, like just give it to him. He's always there. And I remember asking like, Lord, were you there with me when I got hurt? Like, why did you let this happen? Like, how did this even become a thing? Like, but sometimes the Lord can't even he can't tell you everything that's going to happen in your life, because if he had told me like, okay, next week you're going to go through something horrendous, like you're going to experience a traumatic, something very traumatic, and you're going to lose your eyesight, I'm like, yeah, pick someone else. Like, I'll pick up my Bible and read more if I can just skip that. But no, it had to happen. I believe that whenever you get through things, you have to share it to the next person, because how is someone going to know that it was only God when you hold what has happened to you to yourself? You never know who's going through what. You never know. And if you hold your tongue and be quiet about things, you're literally hindering someone else's breakthrough. I remember when I was starting my podcast, I was not going to talk about this. Like, this is something I can just get through and be good to go. Like, I did not want to talk about this. I'll talk about it on my Instagram from time to time. I put it in my close friends, but the healing journey, I didn't like it's trauma. But God had to deeply, deeply heal me, like mentally. And I'm still, going through it. I have my moments where I'm like, okay, Lord, like I need a little bit more help here today. But I'm just so thankful. I'm so grateful. I'm grateful that I did not walk in front of that train. I'm grateful that my friends stayed by my side. I'm grateful that when I needed food, when I needed a ride somewhere, when I needed just to get out the house, there was always someone showing up. Those are the moments where you're like, yeah, he got my hand. He's still here. All in all, I will say that if God is having you surrender things to him, I think it's best that you just do it. Don't wait. Don't wait till things get like you're too far away from him, because remember, God is never away from us. It's us that leave him. It's us that get beside ourselves. He is the same God that was before you were even created. So you have to remember that he will do anything to get you back focused. I would say that in today's day, it's now 2026. It's about to be like 2 years post injury. I have been so close to him. I'm not even just saying it to be cliche. Like, I have, I needed him. I really did. He had to come through financially, because let me tell you something, Ubers, Instacart, all that stuff added up so badly. Like, just everything, because I had my regular bills on top of other things, but God showed up in so many ways. And again, I will talk about this in another episode. He definitely had to pull up. Okay. So don't think that you're invincible. Don't be like me. Take my story and use it. Remember, like, just remember. Always remember. Sometimes you have to like seek him diligently, and sometimes we don't do that. So we see a lot of when people go through things, they're like, well, if God was real, why did he allow that to happen? To show you that he's going to take care of you, to show you that it can get better when you submit and when you actually like know that he's by your side and you actually give the burden to him. With my career and everything going with it, it was all for personal gain. Like I said, it was for me to a lot of things. Yeah. Um, but now I'm sitting like, okay, Lord, what do you need me to do? Where is your hand in my life? And am I fully submitted to you? Am I fully trusting you? And of course, day by day, I'm always asking, like, Lord, put a mirror to my heart. Show me what's in my heart. And we always, another thing we do is we always asking for faith. Oh, I just want to have faith in God. Oh, you do? Okay. Enjoy. Because faith is like, it could go far. Okay. And it's not just a one day thing. When you are not having faith and you depend on yourself, like, it's a lot he could take you through just to like show you that you had no faith in him. And then you didn't trust him. Oh gosh. But if there's something that he's like, hey, like, I need you to hand this to me. I need to revamp your life. Just say, Lord, I'm here. I'm whatever you need me to do. Like, I lay it down and I'm ready for you. And that has kept me together. I'm finally able to talk about, like, I never thought I would be talking about this story. Like I said previously, I was going to keep this to myself. Definitely changed my identity, like wearing shades all day, every day. I forgot to tell y'all that. I was wearing shades all day, every day. And so, when you walk into a place and you're like, dang, who's looking at me? I was so insecure. So insecure. Loss of appetite. It was just a lot. Loss of appetite. Again, change in relationships. You really see who's really there for you when you go through some stuff. Like, seriously, because at first everyone's calling. Some people are just calling to be nosy just to find out what happened. And then some people are just genuinely there. But, we always ask, like, oh God, take everyone that doesn't belong out my life. Oh, that showed who needed to go. But I didn't want to be bitter. That showed who needed to go. Again, I didn't want to be bitter. I didn't want to be like upset, but it definitely, there was days I was angry. Um, but I forgive everyone. And I most importantly forgive myself for not giving myself grace. Like, hey, this is a day-to-day thing. This is something you have to heal from physically and emotionally. So like, just take your time. There will be more to come from this story. It's a very long, interesting story. Of course, we're gonna always give the glory to God. We're gonna always thank him because he could just leave me in the rut that I'm in and that be it. But he saw something in me that needed to be changed so he can use me as a vessel. And we all know I'm so quick and so eager to be used as a vessel. I want God to just use me to help the next person, whatever that takes. So I feel like if I hadn't been through this horrible situation, I can get through whatever else because, like, long as, what does they say? Long as I got King Jesus, long as I got Jesus, baby, I got everything. Everything else is just like a resource. It's an added on. Like, God is the source. Like, that's all I need. So yeah, make sure that you use this moment to reflect on where is the Lord at in your life. If you're asking him for something, make sure it's aligned with what he wants in your life. Again, just reflect on him, sit with him, wait on him. If he's taking too long for something, ask for patience. And then see what the motive is behind everything that you're wanting. Because if the foundation is not on Jesus, then what is it really on? And honestly, it's going to crumble sooner or later. So, love you guys. I will see y'all soon and stay tuned for more.